Number 2 in Wave 3 of the Tyrannosaur series by beasts of the Mesozoic, Alectrosaurus. Hello, and welcome to Ruckosaurus Rex, the channel where we review all things dinosaur and other prehistoric animals. How are you guys doing out there? I'm doing well, and you know why? Because we're about to jump into the number 2 review of the Tyrannosaur Series Wave 3. Today we're going to take a look at Alectrosaurus olseni, and this is a smaller Tyrannosaur, and but still a Tyrannosaur nevertheless. And you see the packaging. We've got some nice artwork there on our right. Looking within the packaging, you can see the accessories. There are extra sets of feet. I see posts for a stand for the base, and of course there is the backdrop. You got Beasts of the Mesozoic right there at the top, Tyrannosaur Series there at the bottom, and Alectrosaurus is on the left side going from 12 to 6 o'clock. Beast of the Mesozoic dinosaur action figure right there. Same thing going on with that. It states what the species is. Alectrosaurus olseni, 1/18th scale. Then we get to the rear of the packaging, and we have some toy photography of our Tyrannosaur back there. And at the bottom, we have the other 6 figures that are in this wave. You guys been rocking with me. You already know we've checked out the Displetosaurus Tyrannosaurus last go round. We have the readout, which is Alectrosaurus was a medium-sized, moderately built tyrannosaur with elongated hind limbs, suitable for running and pursuing quick prey. Known mostly from a well-preserved right leg, its placement on the Tyrannosaur cladogram has been met with much debate over the years. Once being considered a species of Albertosaurus, it's been more recently placed between Dryptosaurus and Zhongguanlong. Alectrosaurus lived in floodplain environments with a variety of vegetation. The stats: it was about 20 feet long. It weighed about a ton. Located in Mongolia, in the Iron Dabosu Formation. The time period was 96 million years ago, the late Cretaceous, and it was named by Charles Gilmore in 1933. 12 inches long, 20 points of articulation, and of course you got the optional standing rods and the 3 sets of interchangeable feet, posable wire tail, and of course the detailed base. Some assembly is required. Here's the included backdrop. Very dense, lush forest that we have going on here. Very nice. It can be used as a backdrop for your figures. If you creatively, place them in there, you don't have much room to work with. But what I found that would work is if you took a picture of it and basically, blew it up and use it as a backdrop that way. So you do have that. We also have the included card that comes with the figure, and it's got that artwork that we saw on the front there of 2 Alectrosaurs either fighting one another or they're being playful. But that's kind of crazy, 2 20-foot long animals being playful. And then, of course, you get the instructions on how to install the tail using heat, of course. So that's always cool. We also have the included base. You see how this is. You've got the peg hole for those stand that comes with the figure. And nice painted green, grassy type of area with looks kind of muddy. Looks like this is maybe it's next to an embankment some kind of way. And then there's another peg right here. I'm assuming for the feet that come included that are on the figure have peg holes at the bottom of it. So that's pretty cool. very nice base right there. And we also have, for that base, you've got the stands that you could use to prop your figure up, and then of course the additional pairs of feet. You have the running feet, which are the raised toes, and then you have the closed toes for if you want to display your figure with a foot off of the ground. And here's the star of the show for today, our Alectrosaurus. And you could see very lightly built animal. And it's amazing that they drew what they drew, what conclusions they drew based on the fact that we've only found a leg. But they saw the similarities and deemed that it was a Tyrannosaur. And here we have. You could see some of that. If you hear the pitter-patter out there, that's rain. We're in our rainy season out here in California, so it's welcome out here. I know the rest of the country laments a lot because of, they don't get the sunshine all year round like we do, but we go dry most of the year, so when we get rain, it's welcome. So excuse the beating of the raindrops hitting my my door there. So back to the matter. You could see what we got going on with this particular color scheme. If you want to get your own figures, Beast of Mesozoic, the Tyrannosaur Series Wave 3 is totally out now. You can get Waves 1 through 3 or the Ceratopsian series or whatever they have remaining from the Raptor series and other items they'll have on their site. I'll have a link to the site in the description, as well as their Instagram. You can get at them that way. But now it's time for the star of the show. Today we're talking about the Alectrosaurus, and that's with an A, not an E, for those that didn't know. Lightly built Tyrannosaur, moderately sized, about 20 feet long. This is 1/18 scale, and according to the stats, it's supposed to be 12 inches long, a foot long. I took measurements already, and it's closer to 13, probably because the tail maybe is a little bit longer. But if you do the calculations, the estimates for a 1/18 scale figure at nearly 13, we're going to say 12.75 inches. That comes out to a little over 19 19 feet, representative of a 19-foot long animal. So this is right there at that 1/18 scale. Pretty good in terms of the color inspiration. The juvenile green tree python, which is curious. I don't know much about that. I'm assuming that I'd have to assume that the hatchlings and baby green pythons start out kind of brownish and then they grow into their green. But be that as it may, that's where the inspiration comes from, not necessarily the exact palette that you'd find on the species that it derives its inspiration from. This is pretty nice. It's got different shades of brown, and then you see the speckling of the tannish, the beige spots adorned perimeter with blue. But we'll check that out when we take a closer look, which we're going to do right now as I pull our guy off. This is a smaller Tyrannosaurus, so they don't come with static legs like the big dogs do. So it comes with the legs already articulated. That's why we get the stands and the stands for the base, as well as the other feet. So, but you see that it stands fine on its own when you give it the static stance, so that's cool. The challenge will be, can I get them to stand when I have the legs bent? You know how I like to do it. And see if I can do it without need for those stands. But anyway, taking a closer look at our Alectrosaurus, you can see that he's got that long snout going on right there. The eyes are like orange with a black pupil, kind of big, Let's look at that bino vision. Oh yeah, he's looking right at you. That's cool. That's always cool when it comes to the Tyrannosaurs. That bino vision. You see the color is the top of the skull and the crest. The crest is like a grayish color. I don't know if you guys can see it. Maybe if I turn it this way, better lighting might do better. I think right there will help. My lighting is horrible, guys. Still, still working with the equipment that I have. One day I'll get more equipment when I start, when I'm able to. I'll just say it like that. No need to go all off into it. Anyway, looking at the rest of the skull, we've got that nice dark chocolate color brown there, and then it gets into this reddish color, and then the lower jaw is a little bit darker. It's like it's the same color as the upper, but there's a darker wash along it, so that's cool. And then you've got those beige stripes, if you want to call them that, and they're adorned by blue. As you can see right there, we do have an articulated jaw. This is my first time opening it. It looks very nice. The skin attached is nice and wet looking. That's really good. Looking in that mouth, if I can get a nice angle to look in that mouth. There we go. You could see the nicely sculpted teeth, the tongue, which is articulated and already up, and then trying to look inside the upper portion of that mouth. I think it's always difficult trying to get that in there. I think we're good right there. So you can see in there how nice that is. And yeah, pretty nice. Of course, we've got lips with beasts of the Mesozoic Tyrannosaurs. Going down that neck, we still have it follows the same scheme until you get to the throat area. The throat area is kind of like a beige with an orange type of wash over it. You got the nice wrinkles. The bottom of the jaw, you've got some wrinkles right there too. Pretty nice. Then you get to the top. I'm going to show it this way. And you've got the dark brown, and then those spackles, beige, adorned by that blue color. And they spread, they basically spot all throughout the upper torso there, the rib area, the same thing with that other side. And then you got some black speckling going on over there too, or dark brown, whichever it might be. And then that reddish color is there's a wash over it to bring out the scalation. You've got the wrinkles underbelly. It's beige. You got some yellows right there. Pretty nice. The forelimb is that reddish brown color. The claws are painted black, and then look right there so you can see what I'm talking about. That third claw, that third finger is present right there. So I don't know if that's the artistic license, or maybe there have been more discoveries and they were able to tell that, because if we've only found a leg, how do they know that that this species had 3 fingers on its forelimbs? Anyway, still looks nice. And you can see by how small it is, though, that it was on its way out. A few generations more, and that particular finger, that pinky finger, would be gone. Going down, I already spoke on the wrinkles right there. The hind limb, it's got that speckling. You got some nice wash right there. Pretty nice. The scoots look it would have been nice if they had a wash on it, I got to say. It just, they look like they stepped out of line when they was going to get a nice dark wash on those. But the scoots on the toes look pretty nice, and of course the toes are painted black, the claws, and you have the pads on the bottom of the feet. I've got this like grayish type of color. The tail, more of that same design going down, the dark brown, and then the reddish brown, and then the tan and then the beige, all just going down the tail. Then you get to this portion of the tail right here, and then all that other colors just stop, and we just have, you see how it just is tan, or beige rather, and you've got the speckling at the top there, and then it dots out. So yeah, pretty nice, pretty nice. This isn't one of my favorite color schemes, but it's still a very nice look for this particular species. In terms of the articulation, we saw the jaw already. Very nice, and it closes nice and tight, so I love that. The head moves independent of the neck, left, right, up, down, and that's just the head. Now the neck moves left, right, also up, down, so when you combine them, you get that. Very nice. The arms, they can splay out, and they can go rotate. You've got articulation at that wrist, and they also swivel. You've got articulation at the paw, which goes in and out. You've got articulation here at midsection, left, right, up and down. Legs, hind limbs, they can splay out a little bit. You got to like depress them a little bit, and they will splay out. You can get them to go that far back, that far forward. You've got articulation in that knee, and the knee swivels. You've got articulation at that ankle point. Very nice. And that also swivels. And then the feet, they can go forward, back, they pivot, and they swivel. The tail can go, this is where you connect up, down, up, left, right, and you guys already know with me, I already installed the tail before demonstrated. It's just one piece with this size figure, just one piece, and it's fully bendy wire. So that's pretty nice right there. And that is, I'll get you down so you can at least look in the camera, our Alectrosaurus. And here we have our Alectrosaurus posed with legs bent and still standing on his own. No stands or poles needed. And once again, our boy Robert Muldoon is standing in as a 1/18th scale version of a human being up against the 1/18th scale version of an Alectrosaurus. So you could see how large Alectrosaurus was compared to a human being. Moderately sized Tyrannosaur, but I still would not want to run into this guy. Unfortunately, we don't have any ceratopsians from beasts of the Mesozoic to match up with our Alectrosaurus. So instead, like I stated earlier, if any of you saw something familiar about the body style of the Alectrosaurus, if you've seen it before, you have for the most part. You've got that same body style here in the beast of the Mesozoic juvenile T-Rex. So you do see the similarities in the body style. Now, what is crazy is that the T-Rex, this is a juvenile, and it's the same size as a full-grown Alectrosaurus. So that gives you, that puts things in perspective there. But there are differences. It's just the body that they share. There are differences in the arms, obviously, the hands especially, and definitely in the skulls. So there are differences, but it's no secret that a lot of the well, let's just say all, with the exception of the Tyrannosaurus Rex itself, share bodies. I'm not going to compare our Alectrosaurus with the Displetosaurus, which I opened up this series of reviews with, because someone requested that I compare sizes, and I'll do that when I've gone through all of the figures in this wave at the end. So we'll wait for that. So I managed to get done what I wanted to get done and show a comparison with another species that is sharing this same body. And I did that with the juvenile T-Rex. Anyway, as far as this figure goes, Alectrosaurus, it is the mid-range figure in this series. The other figures are either large, 30 inches, or smaller. And we're going to do a small one next. I haven't decided which one, but we're going to get through them all, so it doesn't really matter which one I choose first. This was a pretty good figure. The articulation is nice. The color scheme is decent. It's not one of my favorites, but everybody has a favorite, and everybody has something that, isn't their favorite. In this case, this isn't one of my favorites, but it's still a very nice paint scheme. Very, very nice indeed. I love the imagination of the design for this species, considering the lack of fossil material that we have regarding it. But still nice. Glad to have it. It's unfortunate that we don't have any ceratopsians to match with it. That would have been great. That's what I love doing. And before we're all said and done, there will be some more Tyrannosaur ceratopsian comparisons before we get through this whole entire wave. So be tuned for that. If you want your own Alectrosaurus or any of the Tyrannosaurs from waves 1 through 3, or any of the ceratopsians or the raptors or whatever else that Mr. Silva has over there at Creative Beast Studios, I'm going to have a link to that site in my description below, as well as the Instagram to get at Creative Beast Studios. And while you're down there looking at that description, you can give a thumbs up to the video. You can also subscribe if you have not done so already. Please do. I've been getting flushed with a lot of love lately. I greatly appreciate you guys for sure for rocking with me. And if you want to be notified for when I upload another video, you can definitely hit that bell while you're down there. And leave comments on what you think about this figure, about the wave thus far, about the entire line, Creative Beast Studios, about this channel. Do what you will. Let me know what's up, and I'll definitely take anything into consideration. So until next time, guys, thank you for rocking with me. Take care.